Hey, Coach Mo here from EatRealAndMove.com. Today I'm going to show you how easy it can be to make a healthy breakfast, especially if you don't have a lot of time. So, as you can see, I don't have anything prepared. All I have is the frying pan ready for the eggs and spinach. So, that's because I want to show you from the start how long it takes to make this meal, okay? Now, what we're going to make is a egg and spinach stuffed sweet potato. Now, I'll tell you ahead of time I did make the sweet potatoes, but the biggest pushback we as nutritionists get from our clients is I don't have time to make a healthy breakfast. Well, we're going to see if we can fix that today, all right? So I'm going to make a scrambled egg and spinach and stuff it inside a sweet potato. Now, I'll tell you that I did make the sweet potatoes ahead of time. That's just easiest thing to do, and that's what I recommend for anyone. Just because you can bake 5 or 6, we've got 6 sitting in the refrigerator right now, and you can pull them out and use them at any time for any meal, okay? It's a great source of energy. So anyway, aside from that, that's what we're going to do. So I have my stopwatch ready. I don't have, like I said, nothing's prepared, nothing's ready, so we're just going from the cuff. Now, I'll tell you this, a couple time-saving tips. If you have the ability in your kitchen and the cabinets are around you like these are here, I would highly advise that you keep your spices and your seasonings right next to the stove. So you're minimizing your time away from the actual cooking and you can get it done in a lot less time, okay? If you don't have the cabinets or anything like that available, then just you can get a spice rack from any store and put it right there. So again, it's quick and easy, all right? So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start my watch and we're gonna go, all right? And go. So I'm going to be out of focus here for just a second, getting the ingredients from the refrigerator. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out one of the sweet potatoes and I'm going to put it on a plate. And I'm just going to have this ready for a little bit if I don't knock over the rug there. So I've got my plate and the sweet potato here. It's in the refrigerator overnight, so it is a little cool. So, and I'm not going to put it in the microwave and destroy a lot of the nutritional value in it, so I'm just going to leave it there. Alright? So I'm going into the pantry over here. You can't see me grabbing some coconut oil and back to the refrigerator, and I'm grabbing some farm fresh eggs. Now when I say farm fresh eggs, I mean these bad boys are straight up from the farm. These came from Alex's aunt's farm where they pasture raised chickens, so they're amazing. Alright, so we're there. There are the eggs. Now, you guys have heard me talk about this plenty of times in the past. Eat the whole egg. The yolk is where all the goodness is. Okay, so here we go. Just one egg. Oh, and I forgot to get the spinach. You can't really have a spinach and egg stuffed sweet potato without the spinach now, can you? We got a brand new container of spinach. I have to open. Another time-saving tip, had this done before. So we'll turn the stove on, and we'll turn it on about medium heat. When you're cooking with coconut oil, typically I'll use either coconut oil, grabbing a spoon right under here underneath it. How's it going? I'm going to use a teaspoon of coconut oil, maybe a little bit more, kind of eyeball it. When you're cooking with coconut oil, you want to cook it on a medium heat. You don't want to go too high in the heat because it can start to smoke. Remember, anytime this oil starts to smoke, it begins to oxidize and can become inflammatory. So as that's heating up, I'm multitasking. See, ladies, men can do multiple things at once. Alright, so I'm cracking the eggs. Now, I'm going to use 4 eggs. This is up to you. Typically, for most of my clients, my male clients, if you're active, if you're lifting weights, and if you're training for triathlon or anything like that, 4 eggs is great. 4 whole eggs. That's a perfect amount of protein for you and healthy fats. If you are on an off day or you're resting or anything like that, or you're just working out occasionally, 3 eggs should be fine. Same thing with ladies. 3 eggs is perfect for you. All right. So I'm going to swirl that coconut oil around, and I'm going to just grab a big handful of spinach. If you've never cooked spinach before, this cooks down really easy. I'm going to turn it just a little bit because the spinach is cold. So I'm going to help heat it up a bit. Alright, I'm not going to add any of my spices or seasonings yet. I'm going to do that when the eggs come in. But as this is going, I'm going to get them ready. So I like to use some ground cumin. I like to use a bit of cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is great. Cayenne pepper is actually really good and inflammatory. And I've got my salt and pepper right here in these little handy dandy containers. And again, that's something you can do just to save time. All right, so while the spinach is cooking, I'm getting out my spatula, again, right next to the stove. Put that there. Now, I'm gonna grab a knife and I'm gonna open up the sweet potato. So while the spinach is starting to saute, I'm just gonna open up the sweet potato and get it ready. Kind of hollow it out there. There you go. Perfect. Leave that right there. So, we're going to saute the spinach, and you don't want to cook this. What I see a lot of people do is they cook the spinach over, or they overcook the spinach rather. So you don't want to cook it until it's just wilted to all get out. You just want to remember when you put the eggs on it, it's going to continue to cook. So you just kind of want it when the spinach starts to turn a real dark green and it starts to shrink a little bit. That's when you know it's done. So stir it around, get it all nice and coated up with the coconut oil. Now, while that's going, I'm gonna season the eggs, and this is really at your discretion. You can salt and pepper it to your taste. You can season it as much as you want to. Okay, I add a little bit more salt to mine because I do work out a lot and I sweat a lot, so I need to replace the electrolytes. And right now I'm using a Celtic or a Himalayan pink salt for minerals. All right, some cumin, cayenne pepper, just a little bit of cayenne. But again, if you like spice, go for it. Spice is amazing. Like I said, it's a really good anti-inflammatory. And cayenne pepper is actually loaded with a lot of nutrition, so it's really, really good for you. All right, need to get a fork. So we got the fork going. As the spinach is almost ready, I'm just going to give this a quick little whisk. Get all that mixed in. And then pour that right in. All right. Once you get the eggs in, it's really important to kind of stir them around, get them blended in with the spinach, but also if you're looking for the best nutritional value and you don't want to lose a lot of the nutrients that are in the egg, especially the protein from the egg. And I know we work out and we eat a lot of protein so we can rebuild the muscles that we're working so hard to build. If you overcook your eggs and you kind of burn them with that crispy brown on the outside, you're actually overcooking them. And the best way to eat an egg is what's called wet. So it's not undercooked, but it's just a little bit soft, all right? Now, if it's a texture issue, I completely get that. Then cook it to your liking. But for nutrient-wise, the best way to do this is just to cook it to where it's wet or just a little bit soft, all right? So I'll show you this in just a second. While we're here, the sweet potato is warming up, all right? So we've been going about 6 minutes here, and this is from start to finish. And what I would encourage you to do, if you want to try this, and again, you can use any vegetable you want. I'm just using the spinach. What we'll do often is we will saute or steam vegetables on one night and then put them in the refrigerator and use them again the next night or the next day for leftovers. So you can do that too. You can heat up broccoli or asparagus or whatever you want and then add the eggs to it. So really any vegetable is great. And I encourage you to do that just to change it up a little bit if you want to as well. Okay, so there you go. Eggs are ready and done. That's right, it didn't take that long at all. And we are 6 minutes in, my friends. Turn the heat off the stove. We don't want to burn the house down. So from here, move that out the way. And then just stuff it in there. You just move it all around. You can let it spill over if you want to. The heat from the eggs is going to heat up the sweet potato a little bit. So if you have time, you can let it sit there for a minute. But there you go. And time. Well, 7 minutes. Well, you can't see it. 7 minutes, 30 seconds. And there you go. You got a great, nutritious breakfast. If you don't have time to eat it right now, that's cool. All I would do is transfer this into a Tupperware dish, cover it up, eat it when you get to work, or eat it at your next available opportunity. Okay, so there it is. 7 minutes for a great healthy breakfast for you. Okay, I'm going to put the recipe up at eatrealandmove.com, so check it out and give it a shot and let me know what you think. If you have any questions, let me know below. All right guys, good luck.